It's late at night and I'm filming this because I have to. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Samantha and today I'll be kind of reflecting on what I've done this week. There's not a real reflection per se because this week was the online learning week. We did go through a bunch of theories. We did look at technology in rural areas versus in urban areas, things like that. But I don't think there's much to reflect on besides the fact that I felt like it was a very good exercise in kind of remembering what we have learned throughout the week. Since I don't really have a reflection per se, I think that today I should just talk about a topic that I'm interested in. And today's topic is the social learning theory by Albert Bandura. Now, the whole entire theory is based on the concept that people learn from observing others. To understand the theory a bit more, let's understand how it's created through understanding the creator, which is Albert Bandura. So Albert Bandura was originally a behaviorist, okay? And if you know anything about being a behaviorist is the concept that you can create behavior by giving punishment or reward. So basically it's the idea of the dog and the food and the bell. Just search up the behaviorist theory and I will also include a link in the description for you to actually see what that theory is like. So anyway, Bandura was originally a behaviorist, but he felt like that could not be the only way in which people learn, which is why he created the social learning theory. Now, he believed that it's through observation and impersonation that people can learn. Now, I'm just giving you a very simple gist of the theory, so let's clarify by citing the experiment he used, which was the Bobo the doll experiment. There were two groups of children. One group of children was shown a video where an adult was hitting and pummeling and punching the doll while another group wasn't. And then after that, all these children was actually put in a room where they had multitude of toys and also the inflatable figure. Bandura observed that children who saw that video immediately imitated the actions that was done. He came to the conclusion that learners' observation actually can play a huge role in the learning process itself. Now, in the social learning theory, there are actually four cognitive and behavioral processes. The first one is attention. This is where you learn from a model when they pay attention and recognize the critical features. The second one is retention. Retention is basically how well the action of the model is remembered. The third one is motor reproduction. So when the learner observes the model, action must be immediately reproduced. So if I see, let's just say for example, someone peeling a banana, I have to immediately peel a banana. Then after that, there is reinforcement. So basically this is the motivation of the exhibit model of behavior through positive reinforcements or rewards. So what does this have to do with learning? Well, basically if we go through all the four steps, and I'm going to use examples to show you guys this, you can actually help the student learn through observation. So the first one, as mentioned previously, was attention. So let's just say for example in an English class, a teacher is using a particular phrase. For example, the verb phrase, we were waiting for the movie. From there, when the teacher speaks it, the student pays attention to what the teacher says. Then there is retention. In the student's head, they should remember the phrase, we were waiting for the movie. Then there is motor reproduction. When it comes to the student either writing or speaking it out, they will know to say the verb phrase, we were waiting for the movie. When it comes to an essay or just speaking or writing in general, this can be included in many things. For example, if the class was writing a letter, this phrase could be used by the student so that they can write it in their letter. Then after that, there's the form of reinforcement. So for example, if the student uses the phrase, we were waiting for a movie, either in letter form or even saying it out loud. The teacher can give positive reinforcement by telling them they did a good job, or even in certain cases give them physical rewards. By doing these steps, teachers can encourage students to eventually observe by themselves the environment around them and learn from that independently. And that's basically the social learning theory. So you might ask me, what's the big deal about the social learning theory? Well, the big deal is that when you learn in this way, it is actually very self-directed and an internal process. Because it's an internal thing, it's more likely to happen independently. And of course, as teachers, we want independent learners. We do not want dependent learners. That's why it's important for teachers to at least understand the social learning theory. Okay guys, that's basically it for the social learning theory. There are links below, and next I'm going to show you some links which I think is very interesting and you guys should look through. Links for today, I have quite a number of them, so I'll just go through them very quickly. Now, the first one is a video that actually is the actual footage of the Bandura's Bobo the Doll experiment. It's very interesting. Take a look at it if you want to see it straight from the source. Now, the second one is also on the Bobo the Doll experiment, but this gives a longer explanation of what actually happened with the actual experiment itself. Then I'm showing you this link to this article. It's on the social learning theory, obviously. It is actually an extension of what I've mentioned in my video. It has things that I may not necessarily have, for example, like the key concepts or the necessary conditions for effective modeling. It's a good read if you want an extension to what I have actually mentioned in my video. The next one is on how to incorporate social learning theory into the classroom by training industry. We've been talking about social learning theory all this while, but how do you include it in a classroom? It includes things such as attention and the flipped classroom, retention, or peers teaching peers and peers coaching, and a bunch of other stuff. The things here is really good for teachers who are trying to find ideas of how to incorporate social learning theory into the classroom. Next, we look at history and key concepts of behavioral psychology. As mentioned in parts of the video, I talk about behavioral psychology as well. This article will help clearly explain what the behavioral psychology is or the behavioral theory is. Read this if you have an interest in finding out what are the differences between the behavioral theory and also the social learning theory. Next one is a video also by the same people who did the explanation on the Bobo the Doll experiment, but this time it's on behaviorism. So again, very interesting video. Then the next link is by psychology, and it's about the differences between behaviorism and social learning theory. Now that you know about behaviorism and you know about the social learning theory, this will give you a clearer understanding about what are the differences between the two. And that's basically for the links, guys. Okay guys, the video is done. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and I hope you have a great day. Bye!